Today, Apple unveiled a number of new iPhones, the iPhone 12, the HomePod Mini, lots of different variations. I'm going to break down in plain English some of the features that Apple's introducing, why I'm excited, and some of the things that I think could be lacking or questionable. Let's get into it. So first and foremost, Apple introduced the iPhone 12 and it has a new technology called 5G. A lot of the carriers are really excited about 5G. Now, I'm actually not that excited about 5G. I don't think it's a particularly interesting technology. It just means that your phone has faster internet. This can be useful for certain activities like gaming and watching movies, but for the most part, 5G speeds aren't really built out across the US, and so Verizon is starting to roll out those. Other carriers are starting to roll out faster speeds, and so this will be a nice addition, a nice improvement, but don't necessarily run out and get a 5G phone because of this. It's going to take a little bit of time, a couple years for 5G adoption to get there and for the applications to really be able to take advantage of 5G. Some of the other features that Apple introduced are in the hardware of the device, and the one I'm particularly interested and excited about is ceramic glass. Apple introduced new technology into their glass that they claim is 4 times more rugged. It means that you can drop the phone 4 times as hard or 4 times as high and the phone will withstand that damage. I love this feature because I drop my phone all the time. I've gone through lots of glass, and this is a practical feature and practical innovation that's going to be helpful for so many people out there who have also had that cracked glass experience. The other thing I'm excited about the iPhone is that they introduced a smaller variant. For years and years, Apple has been getting bigger and bigger, and the iPhone has been getting so big that I can barely fit my hands around it. And so this year, Apple is going back to a retro design I'm really excited about. A design that was introduced with the iPhone 4 with those sharp edges and improved somewhat with the iPhone 4S. And then finally started to fall out of fashion with the iPhone 5. It's a fantastic design. It feels really good in the hand. And the thing I'm really excited about is the design is smaller. So the new size is 5.4. It's a great size in the hand. It goes back to some of the sizes we saw several years ago. And I think this actually helps with usability and ease of use of the device, so you're not doing that awkward pinky balance to try to reach the entire phone. The other practical feature that I think is going to be useful for a lot of people is the improvements to the camera. Apple is constantly looking at the camera technology and improving it year over year, and the brightness, the saturation, the f-stop, the elements of the camera just keep getting better, and this year is no exception. With the Pro variant of the iPhone, Apple is also introducing a LiDAR camera, something we saw introduced earlier this year with the new iPad. They're now bringing that to the phone as well, and that's going to give you AR functionality for certain games or applications, allowing you to scan the room or scan the dimensions of things. Apple has had elements of this technology without LiDAR for a number of years, and this technology just further enhances that functionality, makes it even more responsive and even more accurate. So the iPhone 12 introduces a lot of new camera features and functionality, and it's exciting to see the advances in photography continue to improve year over year. Under the hood, Apple introduced a new chip that they call the A14, and this is really continues to be Apple's strong suit in terms of performance. The iPhone blows other processors out of the water, and this is one of the reasons that Apple is predominantly moving to Apple's own silicon for future computers as well. Apple's really leading the forefront on performance, and they're incorporating elements of artificial intelligence into their chip as well, making a lot of tasks much, much better. Now, you won't see a lot of these benefits in terms of performance in most applications. They're being applied to a lot of the artificial intelligence under the hood, some images and video, and you're especially going to see it in games. Games can really take advantage of the processing and horsepower of the A14 chip, allowing you to do some really amazing things. Now, overall, this will make your iPhone a lot snappier, a lot faster for day-to-day interactions. So when it comes to power, Apple has done something pretty unique for this iPhone. While Apple has had wireless charging for a number of years, this is the first year that Apple is introducing a magnetic charger for its wireless charging. This makes it much easier to snap into place that wireless charger, making sure that you're always locked and connected when you're trying to charge up your iPhone. So Apple's doing something really interesting when it comes to the charger as well. They're actually not including a charger or headphones in the box. This is the first time Apple has ever removed these accessories that have become standard in an iPhone box. Apple is claiming it's for environmental reasons, and it's certainly true that the box becomes a lot smaller, a lot easier for Apple to ship, and hopefully a lot less waste. It does feel a little bit unfair that Apple is removing some of these accessories that are actually useful and not lowering the price of the iPhone. So if you want to buy those accessories, it may set you back another 50, 60, or 70 bucks. And so just keep that in mind when you're buying the iPhone. Now, the iPhone 12 mini starts at $699, the 12 normal starts at $799, and the Pros and larger Max sizes go up from there. It's not necessarily a cheap device, but it's certainly something that is affordable and keeps in line with the price ranges that Apple has had year over year. So no major surprises from that standpoint as well. Now, am I going to get one? What do I think about it? I think it's a great device. I actually wasn't planning on getting an iPhone, but the form factor of the mini is really attractive and appealing. I love the idea of a smaller form factor design and device, since these devices have been getting larger and larger. So stay tuned. Maybe I'll give the device a try, see what I think, see what it's like to actually hold it. The devices are getting better and better, but this continues to feel like an incremental as opposed to a leapfrog improvement in terms of performance. I do love the form factor, and the retro look and design is going to make this year's iPhone look and feel significantly different than the last 3 years. I'm Greg Raiz. Thanks so much for joining me. Till the next one.